Good morning. This video lecture is for class 7th, subject English. This lesson has been taken from your supplementary reader An Alien Hand, chapter 7, Chandni, lecture 1. It's a very interesting story. Let's quickly start with the story. Contents. The contents that we are going to cover in this video lecture are: first, the introduction, paragraph 1, followed by paragraph 2, followed by paragraph 3, followed by paragraph 4, keywords and their meaning, classwork, the questions that we are going to discuss during our online class, and then followed by homework. It's mandatory to do the homework and send me. Introduction. By the word or by the title of the story, Chandni, what can you imagine? Chandni is basically a name given to someone who's beautiful, indeed, with the name Chandni. Let's get into the story and I will introduce you to the characters. Abu Khan. So Abu Khan kept goats as pets. So now Abu Khan is the person who used to keep the goats as pets. So you can guess that Chandni was a goat. Next, he loved his goats, but they left him one by one. He used to love his pets, but indeed what used to happen? They used to leave him one by one. Next, he bought a young pretty goat and called her Chandni. So who was Chandni? Chandni was a young pretty goat. She was so beautiful. Okay. Next, like other goats, Chandni too missed the hills. The other goats used to run away to the hills. Okay, they loved freedom. And same Chandni, she also used to sit there and stare at those hills. And she also craved for freedom like other goats. She told Abu Khan she must have heard freedom. So now she told Abu Khan that even she wants to go to the hills. She wants her freedom. She also wants to roam and enjoy and see the beautiful hills which were there. Next, the story of the dangerous wolf in the forest did not discourage Chandni. Abu Khan had a lot of pets and he used to keep the goats as pets. The goats used to feel very suffocated with Abu Khan, so they used to leave the rope in which Abu Khan used to tie the goats and they used to run away to the hills. Very strange thing was there that there was a dangerous wolf in those hills and he used to eat all the goats. Here, when Chandni told Abu Khan that she also wants her freedom, she also wants to go to the hill, Abu Khan told her the story of the dangerous wolf a lot of times. But then also Chandni did not get discouraged. Now let's quickly get into the story. I am very excited to read the story. Paragraph 1. Once upon a time, there lived an old man in Almora. So the name of the place was Almora. He was popularly known as Abu Khan. He lived all alone except for a few goats which he always kept as pets. He gave his goats funny names such as Kalua, Mungia or Gujri. He would take them out for grazing during the day and talk to them as one talks to one's own children. He was all alone and he used to talk to the goats as if he's talking to his own children. At night, he would bring them back to his little hut and put a string is a rope, round the neck of each goat. Poor Abu Khan was a little unlucky in that matter of his goats. Very often at night, one of the goats would pull at the string till it broke loose and then would disappear in the hills beyond. Goats in hilly regions hate being tied to trees or poles. They love their freedom, Abu Khan's goats were of the best hill breed. They too loved their freedom. So whenever they got the chance, they would run away, only to get killed by an old wolf who lived in the hills. So he had a lot of pets, but they used to run away. They used to pull that rope string around the neck and they used to run away. They used to love their freedom, and just to get their freedom, what used to happen? They used to get killed by an old wolf who lived in the hills. Clear? So, moving to the next paragraph. Yes, one more thing. In this paragraph, the word grazing means feeding. Okay, he would take them out for feeding them during the day to give them food, right? And string means rope. Next, paragraph 2. Let's see what happens further in the story. Whenever one of his goats disappeared, Abu Khan was very sad. He did not understand why even the juiciest grass and grains as corns that he gave them, and all the love that he showered on them would not stop these unfortunate goats from running straight into the jaws of death. Jaws of death means into the mouth of the wolf. Are these goats mad? He wondered. Or was it their love for freedom? But freedom meant struggle, hardship, even death. Abu Khan could not solve the mystery. One day, when all his goats had left him, Abu Khan said to himself, "No more goats in my house ever again. I may yet live for a few more years, but I'll live without goats." However, the poor old man was terribly lonely. He simply couldn't do without his pets. Very soon, he bought a young goat. He thought, "A young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day. She will never want to go to the hills." And he laughed with joy. Okay, so what happened? Now all his goat had gone away and he was so lonely because he was all alone. There was no family. He treated the goats, the pets, as his own family. He used to talk to them like his own children, right? And now all the goats had gone and he was so sad. And he thought to himself that now no more goats I will bring again in my house. But he was so lonely that again he had to bring a goat to his house. He bought a young goat, and what he thought that a young goat will stay with him much longer as the older goats or the goats which are old. Yes, and he said that I will love him so much and give him very good food every day, and I believe that she will not go to the hills. And he laughed with joy. The word grains here means corns. The showered means rained on them. Okay, he gave them so much love. He showered on them. Okay, love that he showered, he means he gave them a lot of love. He rained them with love. Then coming to the word straight. The word straight means direct. Okay. The word hardship means difficulty. The difficulty. And the word terribly means very badly. Okay. So he was terribly lonely. He was very badly lonely. Moving to the next paragraph. Paragraph 3. The new goat was very pretty. She was white as snow and had two little horns on her little head and a pair of gleaming red eyes. She had a friendly temperament and would listen to Abu Khan's tale with a lot of interest and affection. Abu Khan called her Chandni, which means moon's light. He loved Chandni and would narrate to her stories of all his friends who were dead and gone. Several years passed. Chandni was still there. Abu Khan believed that Chandni would never leave his compound for the free and fresh air of the hills beyond. Alas, he was mistaken again. Every morning, Chandni watched the hilltops bathed in the sunlight. How beautiful those hills are, she thought. How refreshing the breeze that blows through them. And how lovely to run across those green fields. She ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. The rope round her neck would not let her go any further. How she hated that rope. So now he brought a new goat and she was very pretty. And he named that goat as Chandni. What does the word Chandni means? Chandni meant moonlight. Okay. Now moving next. The words in this stanza, the word gleaming means shining red eyes. She had beautiful shining red eyes. The word temperament meant nature. She had a friendly temperament. She had a friendly nature. But now what is happening here? Here when he brought Chandni as a goat and he thought that she will not leave him and not go away. But gradually even Chandni used to look at the hilltops and she also used to wonder that how refreshing the breeze would be there that blows through them. And she also wanted to run away to those green fields. But what used to stop her? The rope that was there in her neck. If you read the last line again, she ran towards the hills but had to stop with a jerk. The rope round her neck would not let her go any further. How she hated that rope. She even hated that rope which was there round her neck. Let's quickly go into paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. She stopped eating the green grass Abu Khan brought for her. So she now had stopped eating, nor did she listen to his stories with interest and affection. She lost her appetite, grew very thin, and stared moodily at the hilltops, bathed in sunlight. Abu Khan did not understand Chandni's anguish. At last, she decided to speak to him frankly. Dear Abu Khan, she said, let me go to the hills, please. If I stay on in your compound, I'll die. Now Abu Khan understood Chandni's problem, but it made him very unhappy. The earthen pot which contained Chandni's breakfast fell from his hands and broke into 1,000 pieces. Why do you want to leave me, Chandni? Abu Khan asked. I want to go to the hills, Chandni answered. Don't you like the food here? I'll give you tastier food and a much longer rope. No, thank you. Let me go to the hills. Do you realize the risk you are running, you obstinate creature? There is a dangerous wolf in the hills. He'll eat you up. Abu Khan did his best to warn her. Chandni answered, God has given me a pair of horns. I'll fight the wolf. So now when she used to look at those hills, even she wanted her part of freedom. Now she had stopped eating the green grass and nor did she listen to the stories. Earlier she used to listen to the stories of Abu Khan with great affection and interest, but gradually after some time she lost all her interest. She lost her appetite. Appetite is diet, whatever she used to eat very nicely before, but after that she had lost her appetite. She grew very thin. Of course she was not eating anything, so she grew very thin. Abu Khan did not understand Chandni's anguish. Anguish is anger. She could he couldn't understand that why she is not eating properly, why she is not behaving properly, why she is not having interest in the stories, and he could not understand Chandni's anguish, her trouble, her pain. He couldn't understand. Next, do you realize the risk you are running, you obstinate creature? Obstinate creature means stubborn. She was getting very stubborn. She was after his life to give her freedom. And he had warned her best about the dangerous wolf which was there in the hills. Best to warn her, gave alarms, gave reasons why she should not leave him and go. But she said that God has blessed me with a pair of horns and I'll fight the wolf. So this is the first part of the story. Now moving to the next slide, we have keywords and the meaning. Grazing, feeding, string, rope, grains, corn, showered, rained, he rained her with love, straight, direct, hardship, difficulty, terribly, very badly. Next, appetite, hunger, anguish, trouble, obstinate, stubborn, warn, give alarm, gleaming, shining, temperament, nature, classwork. Answer the following questions. So you have to answer the following question. We'll be discussing them in the online class. Question 1. Why did Abdul Khan's goats want to run away? What happened to them in the hills? So why did Abdul Khan's goats run away from him? And what happened to them in the hills? I think this answer is pretty easy. Question number 2. Abdul Khan said, "No more goats in my house ever again." Then he changed his mind. Why? Okay. Question number 3. Why did he buy a young goat? Okay, so all these 3 questions, I think it's very easy to guess the answers, right? I have got all the answers by reading the text, and I hope you people are also going to be ready with the answers, isn't it? So we'll be discussing these answers. Please be ready with your answers. Next is homework. It's mandatory to do the homework. You have to watch the video lecture again. Then write keywords and meanings in your fair notebook. Do the following questions in your fair notebook. So you have to do the classwork questions also, as well as these homework questions also in your notebook. Answer the following questions. The first question, why did Chandni hate the rope round her neck? Right? Question number 2. Now Abdul Khan understood Chandni's problem. What was Chandni's problem? I think you people very well know what was Chandni's problem. Question number 3. Abu Khan pushed Chandni into a small hut. This shows that he was cruel, loved her and wanted to save her life. Then the third option was selfish. So we'll be discussing these questions. I think this third one is pretty easy, right? Children, please do the homework very nicely. Your work should be neat. Remember, whenever you're sending the homework, the picture should be really very clear. Okay, I don't want blur images. Kindly read the chapter also once again. It is on page number 43, Chandni, chapter 7. Read it, and if you have any doubt, then we shall be taking them up in the online class. Please be ready with your doubts and with all your answers. Have I made myself clear? Okay. Try underlining the word which you have not understood and keep them ready for the online class. Thank you. Have a nice day. and hope you all have liked the first part of the story. In the next video, lecture 2, I'll be sharing with you and we'll be doing together the second part of the story. It's very interesting. I'm very curious to know what happens to Chandni in the second part. Is she able to run away? And if she is able to run away, then is she able to fight with the wolf which is there in the hills? Okay, thank you. Take care.